and Lewis
with First Class RV Adventures. Thank you so much for tuning into our channel. And if you are not subscribed yet, you can go ahead and subscribe below. Hit the little bell, that way you don't ever miss any of our adventures. We are going to be putting more behind the scenes of Epic Nomad TV, also more RV tours, and more boondocking places that we have discovered and have just fallen in love with. So don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for those that are keeping up with our journeys. We wanted to talk to you today about the lessons we have learned. How long has it been already?
24 months, going on 24
Going
months.
on 24 months. What?
Say what?
But of course, we've learned some lessons along the way, so we thought it would be more than appropriate to share as we approach our 24-month Nomadversary some of these lessons that we have learned along the way. So we're gonna give you like our top 5 lessons. The first one is, and I made notes, it's still live, right? Oh my gosh. Still live. Do you want to touch on anything on that, babe?
I think a lot of people think, you know, when you get into an RV, or when you're thinking about getting into an RV, that everything has to change. You know, your whole lifestyle is going to change, which it will a little in certain ways. Sure, it's different from bricks and sticks type of home, but you know, a lot of people they get frustrated with jobs, how they're going to work, how they're going to make a living, and all this stuff. And it is just life, people. Okay,
Still
just
life.
like in a regular house, things happen, and you just have to figure out a way to get through them.
Yeah. And I think, and we had interviewed at one point, Kelly, shout out to Kelly Wimp, Wondering with the Wimps. She basically said, like, picture, you know, picking up your house and moving it, you know, every couple weeks or so. Things are going to happen, you know? So we learned to really flow with it, you know, as life throws us those lemons during this RV's lifestyle. Let's just roll with the punches kind of thing, right?
Like the kids playing in the background.
I'm sure you hear them.
That's one of those going with the flow moments right there, guys.
That's right. Another one, lesson number 2 that we have figured out that we kind of learned the hard way was slow down. There really is no need to be in a hurry. And I know it's exciting, you know, when you first start, because we were excited just in our 2 months of hitting the road. We decided to go across the whole country from Florida to California. And that was exhausting. We did that in less than a week, or in about a week.
Yeah, we were following my parents. They had to be out there for a wedding. And my dad's one of those guys, 6 o'clock in the morning, let's go, let's go, let's go. And we're like, we'll meet you there, because we don't get up until like 8 or 9 o'clock. Then we have breakfast. Then we got to deal with the kiddos. And
yeah.
Usually we're on the road by like noon. And then
Yeah,
we'll drive for
true story.
like 3, 4, 5 hours tops, and you know, call it a day. And you know, we still like living our life and checking out and exploring things. My dad didn't really care for exploring.
Well, he had a time
Yeah.
limit. So yeah, we rushed, you know,
Yeah,
to
it
California. We enjoyed it, but we could have enjoyed it a little bit more. The other thing that we learned with the art of slowing down is that all of our experiences we were collecting did not start like becoming one big mumble jumble of experiences. We actually were able to enjoy them. And we definitely have learned with the kids that usually 4 hours nowadays is like the max with them.
Yes.
Right? That's
Yes.
kind of like their that's it moment.
Yeah, because anything longer than that, they get impatient. They start screaming. They start asking for, you know, just random things, and it's just because they're tired. They're more than likely want to watch some TV. You know, they want to play with their toys in the house.
I want to stretch
So
and
they
run
want
around.
out.
They're kids, yeah.
And usually, I want out too.
And some RVers that, you know, we've met, and some new ones that have began this journey, they actually get themselves burned out in the beginning because of going at such a fast pace. They're like all over the place, trying to see the whole country like in 2 months. And there's really no need for that. There really is no rush. There really is not. And so that was our lesson number 2. Our third lesson was collect experiences and not junk. And if that sounds familiar, it's because it's our slogan. And of course, living in an RV, you don't have much space anyways to begin with to collect junk. There's not only space limit, there's also weight limits that come along with the lifestyle. So we have really valued all the experiences that we have collected. Man, hasn't that been incredible?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, before we started RVing, I was kind of like a one-town guy. You know, like I wouldn't really leave. I was in Orlando for like 20 years, you know, and I did travel outside of Florida for, you know, work. But when you travel on work, you don't really get to explore. You don't really get to collect experiences. Usually it's work, maybe go out to eat and go to back to the hotel. So being on, you know, this journey, this RV life and stuff, we have just collected so many experiences. I'm so grateful for them, and I'm excited to the experiences we're starting to collect now these days with what we got going on in the background. And it's definitely, there's a reason why it's our slogan, guys.
Yeah. And I feel like intellectually, you know, you can read, you can know, you can learn about like the Grand Canyon and about hidden waterfalls inside mountains and kayaking in water that's never been touched, or go, you know, like you can have knowledge of this intellectually, but you really haven't collected the experience until you have done it. And this lifestyle has allowed us to collect these kind of experiences. And these are just some of them. I mean, we have hiked up in the UP of Michigan, which we didn't even know existed. We've gone under in caves with the kids. They've seen like real life little bats in these caves that people used to, you know, mine for. What was it, copper?
The Geyser Spring in Colorado.
That like you were swimming in a spring-fed pool. And you would look around and it looks crazy. And this is all over. I mean, you could look at all these pictures and learn about it, but it's not the same until you're physically there inside that water looking around at all these mountains. Like, oh, and so we do these videos so that you guys can see and learn and really want you to go out there and collect your own experience. So that's our lesson number 3. Our 4th lesson is research. Research your RVs, guys.
Know what you're getting into.
Yes, if we would have done this, we could have saved ourselves a little bit of a headache because we were one of those couples that dove in head first. All we knew is that there was driving ones and there was some you pulled with a truck, but that was about it. We didn't even know the difference between a fifth wheel and a travel trailer and all this stuff. And
Class A, Class B, Class C.
We didn't know any of this. And so we did have a truck at the time, but it was like right pushing the limit with the size of RV that we picked out. And so we ended up having to get a new truck because the RV was already purchased. And so that, and it could have just saved us a little bit of headache if we had done our research and not jumped in head first. Which, in a way, I feel like things always happen the way they're meant to happen, but it could have saved us a tiny bit of a headache if we had done our research on the RV.
Yeah, like we didn't even know like how much the RV weighed, you know, how much the truck, you know, what the weight capacity of the truck was. Could it bring it up mountains? You know, did it have a Jake brake? Did it have a tow package? I mean, all these little things, guys, was a headache on top of headache on top of headache. We kind of, they're headaches, but we don't, you know, they weren't too big of a headache for us.
Our mindset,
we're kind of like, go with the flow, we'll figure it out, and we're kind of like problem solvers, not like problem, you know, like, oh my God, it's the end of the world, it's coming. We're not those. So
we don't like to be victims to our circumstances, so we just figure it out.
Exactly.
We just figure it out, and along with RVing, which you will learn, and I feel like some RVers don't even realize, there's a very strong mindset that goes behind this lifestyle, but I guess that's a whole other video, but I could talk about that for hours.
Yes.
And our lesson number 5 is community. You know, meet other RVers, be part of groups, check out the hashtags. We have social media nowadays, which makes it that much easier to meet these RVers before you even go out on your journey. And over time, these, virtual friends will become, like, you will get to meet them in person. Here we are right now. We're actually coming live to you from Collab, which is a studio for Epic Nomad TV. And we met these incredible people. Like last night, we were all hanging out at a little campfire and just sharing, collecting stories and sharing experiences together. And it is very beautiful to be aligned with people who get it, people who understand the sewer stories and the landing leg stories and the faucets being left open, or if you're boondocking and the kids leave the water running. They understand these things, Not that your friends and family don't care, but they're not living through it, so they don't get it. Unless they are. Maybe you have friends and family already doing it. But find yourself a community. Find yourself that tribe of people who get it, and it will help. It helps kind of keep spreading that what would be the word? That positivity, that just RV community.
Yeah, I personally have enjoyed listening to other people's stories. They're very similar to our stories, and you're a lot of times your regular friends, they're not going to have no freaking clue what you're talking about. They're going to just yes you to death because they don't want to hurt your feelings and say, what the hell are you talking about? But
what's boondocking?
Right, what's boondocking, right. So being around a bunch of like-minded individuals is just so refreshing. It's empowering. It's definitely lets us, realize that we definitely are walking in our purpose. We're aligned with the right people. They're all crazy like us. And I think it's very important to find your tribe and your community and learn as much as you can, especially if you have the opportunity to do this before you set out on the road.
Yeah.
Not like our crazy behinds.
Learn from us.
Yes.
All right. And don't forget, I'm Sandra.
And I'm Lewis.
With First Class RV Adventures, where we support your dreams. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, First Class RV Adventures. First Class RV Adventures. You gotta go one day soon and visit First Class RV Adventures.